All right, what up, everybody? Welcome to the 4% Entrepreneur Show. Today we're talking about the triple T, okay? Top traffic tips. How's everybody doing tonight, today, this morning, wherever you are? Gary, I see you here all the time. Congratulations, Gary. Thank you for showing up, you guys. Appreciate you. My goal here with these shows, we are live. If you're watching this as a live actually as we're doing it, welcome. Great to hang out with you guys here. We do this twice a week, every Tuesday and every Thursday. We do it live, and then we also record these. If you're watching this as a replay, I would love to have your participation as well because I want to know if you're getting these ideas. The goal here is to talk about stuff that's related to marketing, entrepreneurship. How do you become great at whatever it is that you're doing? And some things that I've learned, some things that I'm doing, some things that we're going to be doing, testing, split testing, implementing, kind of getting the feedback, from the stuff that we're doing, because business is like, it's never stable, right? It's never the same thing. So it's always, new platforms come and go, marketing tactics change. We've got different platforms coming and going. What worked on Facebook a year ago, not working today, and so we're just talking about things that will hopefully make a difference for you in your business. So glad you guys are here. Terrell, what's up? Richard, good seeing you here. First Page Video Ranking Guru, what's up? Some of you guys have really cool names here. How's everybody? Where are you from? Okay, as I'm going to dive into this. We're going to be talking about 5 tips. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 tips. This is in addition, of course, if you have been watching the shows, in addition to the stuff that we talk, about in Internet Traffic Mastery. Okay, which is a blueprint that I follow. It's my mass traffic blueprint that I teach through. If you missed some of the previous shows, you can probably find them here on YouTube. By the way, if you're not subscribed yet, you can go ahead and subscribe to YouTube. And just kind of pay attention to what's going to happen here, because you guys will see, some of the things that we're going to be doing here within the 4% as it relates to marketing, as it relates to building an audience, as it relates to, creating a community, a hub, the stuff that I talk about. See, I don't just talk about stuff. If you have been following me for any period of time, I don't just talk about theory. In fact, I don't like to talk about theory, and I don't, right? Because anybody can read a book, anybody can watch a little YouTube video, and then just regurgitate information, which happens a lot out there on the internet, especially in our industry. The stuff that I talk about is the stuff that I'm doing. So, if you're reading between the lines, if you're kind of watching what we're doing, paying attention, stay in proximity, right? As I go over a lot of these different strategies, and then you're watching me actually implementing this, see if you can model some of those things in your business. You want to be independent, right? You want to be independent entrepreneur to where you can call your shots, you can make things happen, okay? All right, Maryland in the house, India. All right, what's up, Enrico? All right, let's see, England, UK, Belgium, all over the world, North Carolina. We've got Switzerland in the house. Welcome, Switzerland. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. All right, Brenda, welcome. Let's see, Rio de Janeiro. Okay, awesome. Nigeria in the house. My goodness. Washington State. We got Dubai. We got California. We've got Russia in the house. Max, welcome from Russia. I've got some distant family over there in Russia as well. Colombia. All right, Illinois, Dubai. Quite a bit of people from Dubai actually. That's awesome, man. Great. All right, so. You guys, this show might be a little bit shorter, but I want to give you, some of the most potent information. How many of you guys are looking to expand your traffic generation game, right? Take your traffic generation game to the next level. What I want to talk to you about is, are some ideas and basically like condense on this show. I want to condense some of my top lessons that I've learned over the last 13 years, really, in playing the game. Being an internet entrepreneur, an internet marketer, right? Promoting different things, obviously, and affiliate marketing to my own stuff, to network marketing products, building teams and all that stuff. So, I wanted to summarize, the 5 biggest lessons that I've learned that really helped me take my game to the next level, right? Or create the lifestyle, create the, the conversions that I was happy with myself. And I'm going to pass it on to you right now, okay? And of course, a lot that has to do with traffic. Next level me, Bitcoin world, what's up? Some of you guys are like hardcore Bitcoin fans probably, huh? Calling you even got a username in Bitcoin, reflecting Bitcoin, crypto. We might have a show dedicated on crypto here coming up soon as well. Always looking to improve my traffic game, Delton is saying. Yeah, always improving your game is a good thing. By the way, if you guys like any of these ideas, I would appreciate if you can, let me know in the comments, hit that thumb up, subscribe so you can get more content. Okay, so here's the thing, okay? I'm gonna get straight into this. I'm gonna share with you my 5 top tips on traffic generation that help me personally, okay? Big time. I'm not talking about the little stuff here, big time. Each one of these can be $1 million idea in of itself, okay? So if you're taking notes, if you're taking this information, don't just listen to it, apply it, and see what it's gonna, see what it can do for your business. But I'm pretty sure if you apply this in your business, and especially if you are also a student of internet traffic mastery, my goodness, you'll take your game to a whole other world. Okay. All right, great. So we're not talking about drop shipping here. We're talking about traffic. We're talking about marketing. Okay. When I'm dealing with traffic generation, okay, the first thing is this, and I've learned this the hard way because I started promoting, as independent affiliate, which by the way, I really want to do an in-depth training on affiliate marketing because I see a lot of people are doing affiliate marketing in our space. 4%ers, people that are in the 4%, learning from me for free, have our paid programs. A lot of you guys are promoting other people's stuff, okay? Whether it's a program, it's a business deal, or some kind of a company, product, whatever, which is awesome. I mean, it's easy to get in, right? It's a very very easy thing to do, to promote somebody else's deal. But a lot of people are not doing it right. In fact, most people are not doing it right. Most people are doing it wrong. And what I mean by that is they're just doing what everybody else is doing. So if you're interested, let me know if you need help with like what I want to do is I want to create like an in-depth training on specifically on affiliate marketing, like a crash course that's like in-depth training, and then maybe give it away on 4percent.com or something like that, where you guys can just register. ClickBank, there's a lot of different affiliate products that you can be promoting, but the way you go about doing that, right, is going to determine whether you get what everybody else is getting, which is nothing, or crush it like very few people are doing, okay, in any industry. By the way, this happens in multiple industries. You guys are in multi-level marketing. Headlines today that big giant companies, okay, like Herbalife, right, are under fire right now, right, again, because affiliates, or they call them representatives, they don't understand how to promote the products in a way that would not create issues. You know what I mean? So it's like understanding how do you play the game of whether you're an affiliate marketer, promoting somebody else's deal, building your team, selling your own stuff. It's critically important for you to understand how do you fit that in a marketplace in a way that will help you build a solid business. Like you don't want to be promoting something and then put all this effort and money and resources into building something, and that thing goes away and then you're back on the street, right? You want to build yourself all the time. That's my message. We'll always propagate that message until, for as long as I live. You want to build yourself, okay? A lot of interested comments here for learning affiliate marketing stuff. Okay, great. Okay, look, so when it comes to traffic, okay, my number one thing that I realized is that when I used to think that if I can just get a lot of traffic here, right, get it to my affiliate link, that's all I would actually need to do, okay? And that was a big, expensive lesson for me until I started to realize that there is something in between traffic and when they go to whatever it is that I want them to go to, which is the monetization process, right? So what happens between when that click happens and then when that visitor lands on wherever I want him to land, ultimately make money or sell whatever it is that I'm selling, right? And it's this, I learned how to maximize my conversions, okay? So if I'm spending money on traffic anyways, and I'm gonna do that whether I'm gonna do it through paid marketing or free marketing, which by the way, there's no such thing as free marketing, okay? You either pay with your time or you pay with your money, okay? There is really no such thing as free marketing. Like Facebook, you know, YouTube, all these social media, SEO and stuff like that, it's not really free because you're paying with your time, right? So you got to create, you know, content, put resources out there. You know, you got to put your energy. Unless you don't value your time, then, you know, it might be free for you. But if you got more time than money, you know, or vice versa, anyhow you look at it, right? I want to monetize immediately. Okay, my tip number one is this: I want to maximize. Maximize conversions. This is more of a mindset. This is more of like, okay, here is what I gotta be mindful about. Okay, I'm gonna show you how I did it. Okay, about maximizing your conversions. So to understand that better, let me see, how far can I go on this board? I can go up to here, right? So maybe I can, actually give me one sec here. Let's do this. Okay, because I wanna move this over, probably like, okay, maximize conversions. I got a terrible handwriting here, but again, I'm not trying to impress you with my handwriting. I'm trying to get an idea across over to you, right? All right, we're good. So maximizing conversions. What's up, Shirley? Good to see you. All right, pre-application funnel. Not talking about pre-application. I'm talking about application. I'm talking about like my structure that I've learned, and I've learned this over the last decade. Literally, just trial and error and doing different things, and I've figured out a model that I've been teaching, talking about, but maybe not as much as I should have. And that is this. Okay, so if I go and generate traffic, okay, I'll give you a model here that I personally use when I advertise. Okay, when I run traffic, because we can have all these traffic sources here, right? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I can go and these different traffic sources, we talk about traffic sources a lot. If you have Internet Traffic Mastery, there is an actual blueprint. I think I did a segment of the Entrepreneur Show. One of those segments was dedicated to traffic. Like, I think it was called Mass Traffic. You can search for it, if you haven't watched it. Assuming you know what I'm talking about here, or at least have an idea, because there's 3 different traffic levels. Okay, we always start with level 1. That's not the point. But the point right now is we're talking about tips. Like, I want to give you $1 million tips for traffic, right? When it comes to traffic, and ultimately to multiply your results. Because if I'm going to spend, right, invest money, time, energy, resources, right, in getting these visitors here. Okay, this can be traffic source number 1. This can be Facebook. This can be social media. This can be a paid channel of the traffic. This can be, let's say, a pay-per-click. Maybe this is email media or display media. Anything, right? Any one of these sources. Here's what I want to do. Okay, I want to first and foremost, I want to have a structure. If you don't have, if I don't have a strategy that I can look at. Okay. See, I operate based on blueprints. I operate based on strategies in everything I do, really. Because if I don't have anything that I can look at, all right, and I'll be like, all right, here is my blueprint, here's what I follow, right? Then you're creating confusion in your mind. Because if you like, okay, where do I start? What do I do? So I want to have like something visible. Same thing with like your goals. This is a little off topic, but like when you are building your business and if you've got your goals, you've got something that you're building towards or doing something, always have something that you can look at and it will be clear for you, right? So if you're not clear about your goals, if you don't have your goals clearly written out, right, or picturized or something you can just look at and be like, all right, this is where I'm going, then it doesn't exist, okay? Same thing in marketing. If you don't have a strategy for domination, guess what? You got nothing. You're just aiming, you're just shooting in the dark and doing what everybody else is doing out there. So I want to give you a layout, okay, that I use that allows me to dominate, okay, big time in what I do when I promote. So each of these traffic sources, okay, I want to run them, okay, by having a tracking link. Okay, this is how I'm going to monetize. This is how I'm going to maximize my conversion. So each one of my traffic source, Doesn't matter which one of those that I'm going to be using, okay? Each of the traffic sources will have its own what's called tracking link, okay? So that I can track how many visitors am I getting from each one of those traffic sources individually, okay? It's not a rocket science. If you're, if you've been listening to my stuff for any period of time, then you know kind of the game, right? This is my tracking link, okay? Now, what I've learned is that when I have, let's say if I spent, if I've invested $100 into this traffic source, okay, and trying to get some visitors from here, okay, and I want to maximize for conversions, I used to just send that straight to like a landing page, okay? A landing page, and then that would go into my list, okay? So that used to be my setup, okay? And then once they're in my list, obviously they go to my whatever page that I was promoting that was selling something, and then I would follow up with email. So that was kind of my setup, right? Now the problem with this model that I've experienced early on in my days is that, I would literally have to have like a landing page for each one of these traffic sources individually. I might be promoting the same product here, okay? And if I would run all of these traffic sources into one landing page, then I don't know which one converts better. I don't know how many visitors, if I spend $100 here, $50 here, if this is my free source, if I put $1,000 into this strategy, right? I don't know my return on my investment. I don't know return on my time. I don't know return overall on all that stuff. So having numbers and dashboards in your business, in your marketing is critically important because, if you don't have that, you can't really maximize anything because you don't know what to maximize. Make sense? Okay, so I've changed that model, okay, and then I'm like, all right, I've discovered some things, things like, for example, a rotator, right? And again, some of you guys have heard about it before, so it might be a little bit of a review for you, but my structure, and I stick to it all the time, okay, is this. Each of these tracking links, okay, tracking link, individual tracking link, okay, would go into something called a rotator link, and I'll explain to you what that means here in a minute. It's really not as complicated. It might look a little bit complicated, but I promise you, when you get it, do it. Like game over. You'll be able to run circles around your competitors if you're promoting other people's products, anything that you're doing. And you will be able to cut down on your expenses, on your marketing dollars, while maximizing your returns, which at the end of the day is really what you want anyways, right? Okay, now, the rotator link then, so let me just kind of map this out, okay? I want to have at least, okay, 3 different variations of my landing pages here, okay? So that would be landing page 1, landing page 2, landing page 3, okay? Some people call them squeeze page, doesn't matter. This is where I get their email, okay? I'll explain to you the logic behind these in a minute, okay? And then all of these landing pages, okay, assuming I'm promoting a product, okay, or a company with similar products, because as I'm targeting this traffic here, okay, these circles representing different traffic sources and people, okay, so really what we're talking about is like different ponds of people, okay, and so I'm channeling them into my structured, strategically created flow, right, that I have a long-term vision for monetization, for optimization, and all that stuff. But I want to make sure that whatever I'm doing today, okay, we talked about on one of those shows, like whatever I'm doing today, I don't want to repeat that tomorrow. I just want to build on it, right? This way you can scale your business, you can grow your business, and you don't have to stand on one spot, spinning your wheels all the time, without really moving. Like I said, if your business is the same today like it was a year ago, you didn't progress in growing your business, you didn't expand it, your income is the same, then like what are you doing? Like I think a true entrepreneur should always grow, right? If you're not growing, you're going backwards. So for us to grow, we have to structure our stuff in a way that it would naturally set us up, okay, to be better, to expand by default without really trying. Because I don't really believe that you really have to push hard all the time. I think if you work hard on that 4% stuff, the 4% most potent key elements in your business, those key levers in your business, okay, hence the 4%. Everything, like I started thinking about the 4% concept. It applies to everything, including your structures and how you do your, how you run your stuff as well. So if I focus on the key 4%, one of those things being the actual structure, okay, then it allows me to go faster without spending a lot of resources. So these landing pages would then go into a list, okay? Building my list. Now, you can still see this, yes? All right, we can, good. Make sure that we're still live here. Everything's going well. Everybody doing good? All right. Let me see here, front door. So you guys are talking, okay. What content does your landing page has to have? Okay, so I think it was last episode or the one before that we talked a little bit about, and we're gonna do an episode on copywriting, but we did an episode on, don't remember what exactly it's called, you guys can check it out. But we talked about like whatever this landing page, what this landing page talks about, because there's a product behind the landing page. The whole purpose of this landing page is like your front door, okay? So if I'm getting this traffic here and I'm spending money, okay, to acquire, okay? I'm spending money to acquire these visitors, all right? These visitors here, I better have a capture mechanism, because one of my rules for traffic is never waste a visitor, okay? Never waste a visitor. A percentage of them will opt in, but this landing page is going to talk about whatever it is that I'm selling. So usually if there's a product that I'm promoting, okay, the landing page will talk about, let's see how far can I go, okay? So there's a product that I'm selling. This is where I make the money, okay? A lot of people are like focusing, how do I get more of that? But then I dig deeper and there is actually a result, okay? There is actually a result that the product delivers, or that my customer, because these guys right here, they're looking for a particular result. They don't care about the product, okay? They don't care about any of this stuff, okay? Your customers, again, I'm talking to entrepreneurs, I'm talking to marketers, people that, like, if you want to grow your business, there's got to be strategy in place, right? So understanding this, and we talk about this all the time, your customer, okay, when I'm spending money to acquire prospects, to acquire visitors initially, these visitors are looking for a specific result, right? That result will be achieved through a particular product that I'm promoting. Not a rocket science, we talk about it all the time. So my landing page, instead of having be centered around the product, because if I'm in a competitive industry, or if I'm in a competitive company, maybe they have a lot of affiliates, maybe they have a lot of people promoting the thing, right? And if everybody is centering their landing pages, or using, worst yet, using company-provided landing pages, okay, to market, and everybody else is doing that, there is no difference between you and like 10,000 other people out there, you're not really standing out, okay? So you're being just like another affiliate. And there's a huge difference between being an entrepreneur, building yourself, and just being an affiliate, which is very shallow. These people have, they got problems all the time, man, because it's never stable business, So what I want my landing pages to talk about the result that a particular product delivers, okay? So I want to have that connection. Again, this is going to be a different conversation, but this is my flow right here, you guys, okay? So as I'm getting these people here, let me explain to you what happens here, okay? So when I go to traffic source number 1, traffic source number 2, whatever, right? Each of these tracking links, okay, let me do a different color just so that we can identify, okay? This is a variable here, okay? This is a variable, this is a moving part, okay? A variable. Each one of these tracking links tracks how many visitors, how many unique visitors, how many unique clicks I've got to that particular traffic source. So I need to track, I'm looking to track a few things, okay? Again, my goal here, the biggest tip that I've learned, one of the 5 biggest tips I've learned for myself, is that I need to maximize for conversions immediately. If I don't have this in place and try to do that later, as soon as I start a campaign, if I don't have something like this in place, I'm wasting my money, okay? I'm wasting resources, I'm wasting money, I'm wasting time and energy, and I'm I'm going to set myself up for disappointment later on potentially, okay? Does that make sense? This way, tracking link, unique tracking link, and I go to companies like, if you guys are in the FourPercent, or if you heard me talk about it, there's a lot of different tracking companies. There is Bitly, which is free. Oops, I meant that. There is Bitly. There is let's see. Give me some ideas of the tracking URLs that we can use. Right. There's ClickMagick, which is a paid version, right, of a tracking, which is something that I use myself personally. But you can use any of the tracking technologies out there. There is TinyURL. There is Bitly. Now Bitly, so you gotta understand a couple things. You know, depending on where you're getting this traffic from. Okay, your tracking links. You have to understand. The kind of the direction you go with the tracking link, because some people go after what's the cheapest, right? And if you follow me for any period of time, you probably heard me talk about this idea. Don't be cheap on your way to greatness, right? Don't be cheap on trying to build something great for yourself. You never do it, right? You never become great by being cheap. Nobody done it, okay? So you've got to go for results, not, you know, being cheap. So let me give you an example. When I go to like Bitly, okay, bit.ly, which is a free, okay, Clickonomy is one, Trackerly, ClickMagick, yeah, there's a bunch of them, okay? Here's what you got to know or kind of be mindful about, okay? If I go to Facebook, all right, and I'm going to advertise on Facebook, for example, and I'm going to use my Bitly link, that might not work because Facebook might have Bitly as blacklisted link on Facebook. Okay, a lot of people are using it. It's free. Same thing with TinyURL. ClickMagick, for example, is another tracking technology. Okay, so ClickMagick is also not recommending that you use their raw links on Facebook. But so what they recommend is they recommend that you set up what's called a custom tracking domain, so that it's related to you. Now, I'll tell you about me, okay? What I want to do is I want to have my stuff, I want to have control over my stuff, okay? I don't want to rely on being in the same pool, okay, of these, you know, hundreds of people or thousands or tens of thousands of people that use the same link, whether it's Bitly, okay, or ClickMagick, okay, or something else that use the same standard link as everybody else, okay? What I want to do is I want to have a custom tracking link, okay? I want to have a custom track link. This is something that I teach greatly. I think it's module number 1 inside the Internet Traffic Mastery, by the way. So my custom track link is unique to me. So I can use a company like, for example, ClickMagick, or any of the other companies that allow you to have custom domain for your tracking, and then you have custom domain, and then you're unique. Okay, you being unique marketer in that space, where you have a whole bunch of other people promoting their shared link or their pool link here, and they might be getting blacklisted. I'm going to immediately separate myself from the crowd, like I want to do everywhere, right? Immediately separate yourself and set yourself up for domination. Okay, it might cost you a few extra bucks a month or whatever, but it's totally worth it because, hey, it makes no sense to spend money here, right? Advertising, getting the traffic, and then the traffic goes to a link that doesn't even show. Okay? Make sense, Cameron? All right, so my tracking link's here, and I'll have a same tracking link with a variable at the end of it for different traffic source. So I can have one account, for example, ClickMagick. Again, I teach all this stuff. You guys are Internet Traffic Master. I don't want to spend too much time on it. But the flow is what we're after here, okay? Now, let me pick up my marker just like that and outline my second variable here, which is my Rotator Link. Now, a lot of people, you know, overcomplicate this little situation here. They'd be like, well, why do I need a Rotator Link? The reason that I want to use this is because a rotator link is one central link, okay? It's a rotator that I can use to promote, okay? To send my traffic to, and that link will literally redirect my traffic based on how I tell it to redirect my traffic. So in this case, okay, I have traffic flowing from link 1, okay, link 2, link 3, 4, 5, can go, you know, it can be infinity. It can be 3 sources, can be 103 sources. It doesn't matter, okay? So what I want them to do is I want them to all flow to this rotator link, and as soon as it hits this link, one visitor, okay, a rotator link will split test between these landing pages for me automatically, okay? I want to have, so imagine this. driving a car, okay? Anybody, you guys know how to drive stick shift, right? You go the first gear and you go, you go so fast before you have to, shift down to the second gear and so forth, right? So what happens if you always stay in the first gear and you just press the pedal to the metal? Dude, you're gonna ruin your car. You're gonna ruin your engine. Same thing in marketing, right? So what I wanna do is I wanna go faster by shifting my gears, right? So my engine doesn't work as hard, okay? Engine being me, you don't hit your head against the wall, right, and kill yourself in the process. But you want to go faster, working smarter. Okay? Pretty Link is good too. Yeah. 18 speed, somebody's saying, yeah. Okay. Bitly's from amateurs, Miles. Hey, Miles, what's up, man? Good seeing you. Clickonomy. I'm not too familiar with Clickonomy personally. I know just whatever you do, it doesn't matter what you use. Just make sure that it's good quality, okay? Ideally, you want it to have this be on your own domain, okay? Just like a Rotator Link, ideally you want that to have on your own custom domain. The company that I use personally is called Click Magic, all right? I know Patrick, I know the owner personally. Great company. They've been doing a phenomenal job so far. Hopefully they will continue to do that good of a job moving forward. But again, that's just me, okay? If whatever you're using, I'm after explaining to you the strategy instead of like specifics. If you guys are going through any of the trainings inside the 4%, then we have recommendations and specifics that we kind of help you and kind of walk you through the details. The Rotator Link will allow me, okay, to split test my traffic from all these different traffic sources immediately in real time, okay, by sending one visitor here, second visitor here, third visitor here. So if I've got 5,000 visitors coming from this guy, and then I've got 1,000 visitors coming from that traffic source, and I've got 100 visitors from here, and I've got 50,000 visitors from here, and 100,000 visitors from there, how do I track, how do I know which one converts, which one gives me the best return on my investment? Okay, if I spend $100 on this guy, how do I know how many people that I get to my site? Okay, I want to know that. And I don't want to rely on the traffic source to tell me necessarily, depending on what traffic source you're getting it from, because some of that stuff might get skewed. Okay, there's a lot of shenanigans going on in the marketing world. So I want to control my reporting. Okay, I want to be able to see the reporting, and I wanted to see what my dashboard look like. Okay. My Rotator Link allows me to all these masses, okay, all these massive visitors here, to split one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, while at the same time tracking, individual numbers for each of the tracking links individually. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? Now, so the Rotator Link will flip these 3 pages. Now, my rule of thumb here is I would like to have 3 landing pages per campaign. Okay, at any given time. I don't want to compete with somebody else. I don't want to look at, okay, well, that guy is doing that, so let me compete with him. I want to be my own biggest competitor. You know what I mean? I want to create a situation to where I compete with myself because it's fun. Okay, that way you don't have to rely on somebody or be like, intimidated. But like you want to position yourself so that you don't even worry about your competition. Like if you guys are promoting affiliate products, we might talk about in the affiliate. In the affiliate that little program that I might put together. I might even give it away for free as well. We'll see. Like if you have a lot of competition in your space, that's a good thing. Okay, that means a lot of people are promoting. Let the amateurs create the buzz, right? I want to let the amateurs do all the Facebook spamming and all that stuff. Just let them create the buzz. You want to come in as a professional. You want to come in as a strategist, all right? Somebody who's got the you want to be a sniper, man. You don't want to just shoot your stuff all, like you want to be very precise. You want to have a strategy. You want to operate knowing exactly what you want to achieve, and then backtrace your steps. So here's what I'm trying to create here. I'm trying to create and set myself up to be my own biggest competitor, okay? Initially, launching out a campaign, if this is a product that I'm promoting, okay? This is a product I'm promoting. Can be my product or somebody else's product, doesn't matter. I'm going to create 3 variations of different landing pages. That is why, okay, some tools that we talk about, like ClickFunnels or lead pages, or there's Kartra now, and all these different, Kajabi allows you to do that stuff, right? Some of the tools that people must have. Now, amateurs coming into the game of marketing, right? A lot of people that are just getting started, being fed all these lies by, other so-called marketers, okay, that are broke themselves, propagating messages like, you don't need to have the landing pages. You don't need to have, you don't need to spend money on your business. In fact, you don't need to have any of the tools. Everything is done for you. Run away as fast as you can, because you will be in the bucket of the 96%ers, and you will have what they have, which is nothing, okay? Nothing, okay? What you want to do is you want to put yourself in a position to win big time. Does that make sense? Okay, so I need to have some basic tools. For example, tracking is important. So I need to have a good tracking technology that I control. If I don't control it, I can't blame nobody, man. You can't blame, the traffic source, because you'd be like, dude, how do you know what converts, what doesn't convert? Again, last time we talked about being an entrepreneur. If you decided to be an entrepreneur, you have no right to complain about anything. This is a path that you decided to take, right? It's a path that I decided to take. It is my responsibility. It's my duty, okay, to position myself for win, to position myself to succeed. And if I don't take the actions necessary or the steps necessary to help me, because after all, I'm not doing this for you. I'm not doing this for somebody else. I'm doing this for me. Like, you're not doing whatever you're doing for somebody else. You're doing it for yourself, right? So why rob yourself of success by trying to be cheap or trying to take the road of least resistance like most of the amateurs out there, and then these guys are going out there complaining, right? Oh my goodness, traffic doesn't convert, or this, or I'm spending a lot of money and I'm not getting anything over here. Well, dude, you don't know what's going on in here, and you don't know what knobs to tweak. You don't know where to make adjustments in your business, and you're trying to blame the product, where at the end of the day, the product you have no right to blame the product, because you didn't take the time to really do the necessary stuff so that you understand where you need to make the correction. Maybe your traffic is bad, okay, which we're going to get to the next one here in a minute. Now, I'm going to use, for example, again, just for the sake of example here, for ClickFunnels, okay, is one of these technologies that allows me to create these landing pages. I'm going to create 3 variations, okay, different headlines, different calls to, different hooks, different bullet points, maybe different design a little bit, whatever the case might be. And I'm going to put them all, okay, in this rotator. So I'm going to have the rotator rotate between these 3 landing pages simultaneously, okay? And I'm going to start with traffic number 1, okay? In Internet Traffic Mastery, we talk about there's 3 levels of traffic. There is level 1, level 2, level 3. Always, always, always start with level 1. Okay? Again, if you have Internet Traffic Mastery, you know what I'm talking about. We dive into that. I give you specific channels to focus on. Exactly. So you start with 1. You got 100 visitors or 5 visitors or 100,000 visitors flowing through this model. You will immediately know, okay, which of these landing pages will convert. Let's say this landing page is going to convert, at 20%. Let's say this landing page is going to convert at 25%, and then this landing page is going to convert at 40%, okay? And as I'm getting the traffic, these tracking links will tell me my conversion, because what I do is I take this tracking link, and there is a thing called this conversion pixel. I'm going to drop that conversion pixel on my thank you page, okay? I'm getting a little technical. I don't want to get too technical here for you guys, okay? But that thank you page, which is actually preceding the product, ideally is what you want, or a bridge page if you totally want to have control, okay? Thank you page or bridge page that redirects them to the product. Ideally, that would be even better, okay? And so I drop this conversion pixel linking, okay, these tracking links to this page right here, okay? And so I know per traffic source, per landing page, which one converts the best, okay? And so if this landing page converts at 20% and this one is at 40%, guess what I'm going to do, okay? I'm going to remove this guy, all right? And I'm going to try to beat my control. So whichever the highest converting landing page is, my goal now, the whole business, this whole marketing thing, it becomes a game, okay? And it becomes fun. Because what I want to do, okay, is I want to try to beat that number, Okay, if this is the 40%, my highest converting one, I'm gonna keep it. I'm still having traffic here, so I don't have to stop my traffic. I don't have to stop my business. I don't have to, like, see what I'm saying? Like with this structure, this allows me to continue to feed the machine with traffic, okay, while making my adjustments here and trying to maximize my conversions, okay, maximize my conversions. This is a big tip I can tell you guys. Made me millions of dollars, okay, by doing this. Saved me millions of dollars by doing this. If I did not have this, I would have wasted millions and millions of dollars because, again, of the reasons I just told you about, right, previously. Okay, and so, you know, then obviously everybody get to my list, and then they go through the flow then. Okay, so I'm going to try to beat my control. This way, I can replace these landing pages in real time. Okay, pop them in. I can have 10 for all I know. I can have 2 or 3 or 4 or 10. Like my ideal situations, I want to have 3 at the same time, and I always want to beat my control. Okay, when I get to the point to where I'm like, dude, this is like, I can't beat the control anymore, right? It's like the highest. Then you just leave it at that, okay, and just continue to flow. You might, okay, run 3 landing pages, you know, for a period of time, and then maybe you were able to get your conversions to whatever the highest number is, okay? And you're like, dude, this is like absolutely highest number I can get it to be. Then, in that case, what you can do is you can just eliminate the other 2 and just keep the 1, okay? But for you to know that, like, this structure will help you. Is this beneficial? Okay, does this make sense, you guys? Okay? So, optimize, maximize your conversions right away, okay? Immediately, okay? Now, second thing, my second biggest tip, okay, is when it comes to traffic, okay, is this: dig your own well, okay? Dig your own well of fresh water to drink out of, metaphorically speaking. Okay, makes sense, makes sense? Okay, thank you. Let me know in the comments real quick if this makes sense to you guys. Okay, dig your own well of fresh water to drink out of. Here is what I mean by that. This is another $1 million idea that I've learned over the years for myself. And I teach this, I talk about it, I'm going to tell you right now, okay? It's very, very significant if you get it. Whatever you do here, you don't control this stuff. You don't know if Facebook is going to be here today or tomorrow. You don't know if YouTube is going to allow us to do whatever we can do today. You don't know any of these things, okay? So again, going back to my blueprint for Internet Traffic Mastery, I talk about a lot of this stuff, okay? My idea is whatever I do here, see, this is external marketing. Okay, this is external traffic sources. If you want to dominate in your space, if you want to become the most powerful marketer that you can be in your niche, in your company, if you want to win competitions, if you want a true success, long term, that's lasting, okay? If you want to create that lifestyle that everybody's talking about, you've got to understand this one fact. Again, most people are just focusing on traffic, thinking this is their traffic right here. This is not my traffic, okay? This is my internal traffic. I want to build my ultimate traffic. I think it's module 12 or module 11 in Internet Traffic Mastery. We talk about the ultimate traffic media, which is this, okay? Digging your own well, what I mean is I'm going to use, okay? I'm going to use my external traffic sources or my external traffic, okay? External to build my internal, okay? I'm going to utilize my external traffic sources here to build my internal traffic source. The most important, the highest converting traffic source, forget what everybody else is telling you out there on the internet, man. Everybody's trying to sell you something, right? Tweak things. Here is the bottom line, you guys, okay? If you want to control your outcome, you've got to control the process, okay? Facebook is doing some things that are like 1,000 times more difficult now for us to monetize Facebook than it used to be a year ago, okay? I'm going to utilize all this to build my ultimate traffic source, which is your list, okay? Does that make sense, David? So my internal traffic source is always going to be stuff that I can control, that I can tap into anytime without being dependent on anybody or anything. Again, go back to the stuff that I was saying, you know, over the last several episodes now, and I'm going to continue to say it over and over and over again. If you're an entrepreneur, you have got to create control in your stuff, right? If you don't have control, you're going to be complaining. because you're going to be dependent on other factors. You're going to be dependent on products. You're going to be dependent on traffic sources. You're going to be dependent on your upline, sideline, whatever line you want to call it, right? You're going to always have somebody to blame because you're always dependent. Entrepreneurs are independent, okay? You show me any entrepreneur that depends on something, okay? They're not an entrepreneur, right? Employees depend on their employer to tell them what to do, give them a job, okay? You want to grow yourself to where you are independent because complaining should be eliminated from your vocabulary, from your thinking, from your being as an entrepreneur completely, okay? Because if you're independent, you got nobody to complain about, man, right? Like you got nobody that you can just point finger to and say, well, it's his fault or her fault. No, it's your fault because you're an entrepreneur, unless you're not, right? In that case, you always have somebody to complain about. So in this case, in order for me to create control in my traffic, ultimate control, right? I want to build my internal traffic. Again, if you don't, like, you guys, if you have internet traffic mastery, like, go through that 50 times. I cannot express the importance of you understanding this concept here, okay? If you want to, quote unquote, print money on demand, guess what? You've got to be able to utilize your internal traffic source. You don't print money here on external stuff, right? You don't necessarily print money here, but you can print money, quote unquote, print money, by tapping into your internal traffic source. Does that make sense? Okay? There's a couple ways that I do this. Number one is obviously your list. Number two, okay, is you want to build your internal traffic source that's not as good as your list, okay, which is your retargeting pool of people, okay? Because when somebody hits your landing page here, okay, we've got this. We've got your retarget pool, not rule, retarget pool, okay? This is cloud right here, and there's different networks that you can build with. Again, we talk about it all in Internet Traffic Mastery. And these two things I control. I can tap into this anytime. I can also tap to this anytime. Now, check out how mind-blowing this stuff can be, okay? Depending on which traffic source I'm using externally here, right? Let's say if I go to, I go through my level 1 traffic, level 2, I go to scale, and I go for domination. Maybe I go for like, CPA traffic media that a lot of people are getting burned on because they're not doing it properly. But let's say if I go to that level 2 traffic, right? Once I've done my level 1 stuff, and then I leverage, okay, other people's, I can potentially have, like, kid you not, like hundreds of thousands of visitors hitting these landing pages. A percentage, again, 25, maybe 40%, okay? Maybe 50% at, if you really know what you're doing. But on average in our industry, it's about 20% conversion. You're capturing about 20% of these people. If you're paying for it, again, rule of traffic is never waste a visitor, right? So I want to capture these 20% or 40 or 50 or 60, whatever the percentage is here, but the ones that I didn't capture, I want them to go into the retarget pool. We talked about it earlier. But this stuff I can control again. Let's say if I spend $100 here to acquire X amount of those visitors here, with this model, I'm literally capturing one way or another. Maybe with an exception, maybe somebody has their cookies disabled or something like that, right? In that case, I might lose, a percentage. But like 99.9% of my traffic is getting captured, either here or here. And if I spend $100 to acquire those X amount of visitors, right, here externally, now I can retarget them for pennies on the dollar, fraction of what I paid here. And so if I'm leveraging other people's resources or following or influencer media, like influencer media is level 1 stuff we talked about in Internet Traffic Mastery, right? So if I go to influencers, right, and I leverage their following, it's fast. They're gonna send me tons and tons and tons of traffic. I'm gonna capture as many as I can, but I wanna leverage their people or their, this, I'm gonna maximize, okay? I'm gonna maximize my conversions by capturing, and then now this becomes my other internal traffic pool that I can follow with advertisements on my own accord, right? Whether it's Facebook, I can follow them all over the internet. I can follow them on CNN, Huffington Post, everywhere, weather.com, right? And I'm paying very, very little, whereas my competition will always go to these guys and depend on them and always spend a small fortune on acquiring that traffic. Again, doing that in the business, I want to go faster, okay, investing less money in my business and having less headaches. Make sense? Or just become an influencer. Jay, what's up, man? Okay, does that make sense, everybody, right? So internal to external, okay? Now, here's what I want to do, okay? Tip number 3, okay, is I want to immediately start separating myself. And you guys will see some of the things that we're going to be doing here big time, like if you really follow, you know, like what you will see from the 4% here as we create and unveil this hub, you will see, okay? So we want to create, I want to create a custom experience. Okay? I want to create a custom experience for these guys right here. Okay? Because I want to separate myself from the masses. I want to create an experience for my list, okay, for my people, for my traffic that got here. The cooler the experience, the better it is. Okay, so a couple ideas or a couple things that you can do here, maybe. If you're somebody that wants to create, like literally start separating your people from the, you know, curious from the serious, from more serious, just kind of put those filters in. One of the things that we've done that is really, really, really good has been implementing SMS, okay, into your funnels. So you go to, you know, I'll talk more about this inside the 4% stuff, but, you know, what can you do to make their experience a little bit better, a little bit more unique, okay? Because everybody's fighting for their attention, everybody. And you will win based on one factor. The only one factor you will win initially, okay? First and foremost, you will win based on the value that you can deliver to them based on the result that these guys are looking for to get, because they came from here looking for something that's over here, okay? That's why they responded to your landing page that kind of, you know, through this whole funnel, right? So these guys are looking for the result. They don't care about your product, man. Okay? Your product can be the greatest thing in the world. Nobody cares. They care about the result that your product can deliver. Okay? Again, we talked about that. Now, I want to create an experience. Okay? All that stuff will feed, okay? This creation of the experience feeds into digging your own well, okay? So that I can have a responsive list. You know, a lot of so-called gurus are saying, well, list is dead or email marketing is dead and we have to do all these social media. Dude, it's nonsense, okay? If you do your stuff right, you can have 50% open rates. You know, you can have 20% click-through rates. You can you can have SMS marketing. I mean, we're getting crazy, you know, numbers with from SMS. You know, you can take them to your hub. You can take them to, you know, create an environment for them that would be different experience than your competitors would give them. Okay, so think about it like that. How can you create a custom experience for your visitors right away? There's one factor initially that you will separate yourself, and that is based on the value that you give them. Okay, based on the connection that you can make to the result that they're looking for. And if you can do that better than your competitor, you win immediately. Now, right after that, okay, you got to focus, because if they got in for your result based on whatever the landing page talked about, you will keep them around based on your personality. Okay? Right, SMS is text messaging. Thank you, Neil. Okay? So if you get them for the result based on the product, you will keep them around based on your personality. Okay? And again, we covered a lot of this kind of stuff on our previous episodes of the Entrepreneur Show that you guys can, you know, can find on 4percent.com or on our YouTube channel. Okay? Nigel, great to see you, brother. Okay? You decide how much. Okay, so weight of the link. You guys, some of you guys are talking about weighted links. You're talking about the rotator link. I just set them to rotate equally. Okay, equally. Whatever the number of landing pages is, I just want all the traffic to be rotated equally. One here, one here, one here. Another visitor here, here, here. It'll automatically rotate it for me, okay, and track all the numbers. Okay, so think about, you know, how do you create a custom experience? Does that make sense? Yes? Nigel, you understand correctly. Okay, hey, Tony Blum, how you doing, man? Great seeing you. Okay, tip number 4, okay, is this. I've learned this the hard way, And I see a lot of people are making this mistake, man. Okay? Quality versus quantity. Okay? Okay? Quality versus quantity. How many of you guys have seen traffic being sold right now? Right? Like somebody is you know, hey man, you want to buy some clicks? You want to buy some you know some people? Okay? Buy some clicks, buy some people. Have you ever thought, dude, if the traffic is so good that dude, heck, there's companies right now launching, selling traffic. Right? Now, think. Okay? Think. Quality versus quantity. Okay? If I've never ever allowed anybody to buy traffic from me. Okay? Like my list, monetizing, like I never do that. Let me tell you why. If I do a great job and I cultivate my, you know, my business in a way, or my funnels to where I'm building toward, this is gold right here, your internal stuff. This is not gold. This is not gold. This should be used for monetization. This is gold right here, okay? If you're digging for gold, man, are you just gonna let anybody just, you know, come and get some of that gold from you just because? Okay? No. Gold is a store of value, right? Metaphorically speaking, your traffic is your business asset. Your list is your business asset, right? The stuff that you can control is your business asset. Okay? Think about it. If I have great traffic, and if I want to promote something, and if my traffic is truly great, wouldn't I make gazillions of dollars promoting whatever the product is that I'm promoting? Okay? If that's the case, which direction do you think I'm going to go? Towards this direction or the other direction of selling my traffic? Right? Now, there's two different thoughts here, okay, that we can discuss. And this is a controversial, right? This is a controversial topic. I'm going to tell you guys like it is. Okay, if you're listening to Vick Strizheus on the 4% Entrepreneur Show, look, traffic is my territory. Okay, I know traffic like, you know, unlike anybody else in this industry. Maybe there's a few, you know, maybe I can count these people on one, you know, on fingers on my one hand that I'm aware of in this industry that know traffic, you know, at the level or better than I do. Okay, I've spent over a decade mastering traffic generation. Okay? If an entrepreneur is somebody who has zero vision for the future and they're just focused on how can I make a buck, if they're in a transaction business and they're getting the traffic and they're just hammering, okay? And that's all they've got. They just depended on a company or a product that they're promoting, okay? These people have no value in their list, with their list. Their list is not valuable to them, okay? Because they squeezed every dollar they could from this. That's it. There's nothing much they can do. That can be sold, remonetized, okay? That's one. On the contrary, okay, if I go through the process and I have a long-term vision for what I do and I cultivate my garden and I have great garden, I don't want nobody messing with my garden, right? I'm not saying that all the traffic that is being sold is garbage, but about 99% of that is, okay? 99% of that is. Okay, so here's, I'm gonna give you a couple tips on that one, okay? Quantity doesn't matter. Quality is where it's at, okay? How do I know? Here's the thing. If I go to an influencer, okay, I'm gonna pay money to an influencer. Influencer marketing is great. Right now, you guys, it's great, okay? Solo ads can still work, okay? Some of you guys talking about solo ads here, okay? It can still work if you do it properly though, okay? Let me tell you, this can save you a lot of money, a lot of frustration. If I go to an outside source and I want to tap into their market, in other words, if I get traffic instead of generating traffic, if I want to go out there and just get traffic, right? Here is the way I'm going to go about it. I'm going to go to an influencer or a solo ad provider, vendor, whatever, and I want to say, hey, what do these people see or respond to, okay, before they get here? Does that make sense? I want to know what these guys are responding to because I have no control over here, right? If I don't give them a particular creative, if I don't give them my advertisement, if I don't give them a message that they will put out in front of their audiences, okay, make sense, everybody? I want to know what do your people respond to get here, okay? Because a lot of those people will say, you know what, you don't need to give me a creative, I'll just do it myself, and you know, we have our systems in place, it's proprietary, it's this and that, right, blah, 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 whatever, right? I don't want to get crappy traffic here because I'm paying you money, man. I want to make sure that my people are responding. There is a message to market match, okay? There's your market, there's your message, there's what they want. I want this, this, and this to match as closely as possible. Okay? The closer the match, the higher the conversions, the higher the sales, the more money in your bank account, the happier the customer, the happier you will be. Okay? Does that make sense? So if you're going to go that route, you want to make sure that you know what these people are responding to, and you want to make sure that there is a match here. Okay? Does that make sense, everybody? Okay? I'm not talking about any one particular vendor or seller or anything like that. I'm talking to you, the marketer, of some things that you need to be thinking about. Okay? Again, don't get sucked into the minutia that is going on in the industry right now. It's like, oh my goodness, traffic! You know, get a ton of traffic here. Oh, this is prospects clicks. These are buyers clicks. This is this and that. Whatever. Like, you gotta get quality versus quantity. Okay? If you generate traffic, if you put out an ad yourself, okay? If I go to a pay-per-click platform, I put out the ad, I put out what I wanted to say, and people are responding to that ad, I have control over it, it'll be matching to this, right? There's a natural flow. That's a good thing. That's a quality visitor, okay? If I have no creative, if I don't have any control over my creative here, and these guys won't show me, I will not run traffic with them. Simple as that. Okay? Phyllis says, don't go cheap. I don't want to go cheap, man. I want to go quality. You know, I want to go result, because at the end of the day, why are you spending money? If you're going to spend money anyway, you might as well make sure that you get your ROI as much as possible on this initial run, and then obviously you store gold here, right? You store it. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah, 99% of the traffic that's being sold out there, you guys, is garbage. Okay? Garbage. Okay. Tip number 5. Again, I learned this the hard way, you guys. I don't have enough time right now, but I'll give you these tips. Let me know if these are useful, if these are helpful for you. Drop me in a comment, you know, share this if you like it with somebody. I appreciate if you guys communicate back with me, okay? Tip number 5 here is this, okay? Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say hopefully you can read my handwriting. Don't think numbers. Think people, okay? These are not just numbers, you guys, okay? A lot of people, you know, you'll hear some so-called gurus talking about, well, it's a numbers game, man. It's a numbers game, but if you want to build something that, I mean, do you want to be treated as a number? Simple question, right? Do you personally want to be treated as a number? Let me know, right? Do you want to be treated as a number on somebody else's list? You don't have a business, you are a business. How you think, okay, is who you are, right? Therefore, that's how your business is. I don't know about you. For me, I think of every visitor that comes to us that I don't think in terms of numbers, really. It's a measuring, you know, it's matrix, whatever, data, whatever, but don't get me wrong here, okay? At the core of this, at the core of what you do, your structure, whatever it is that you're selling, you know, if you're just about numbers, if you're just about how much can I squeeze out of that, right? No, nobody wants to think, nobody wants to be treated as a number, okay? Think people. This will give you a couple things. It will change the way that you will behave, okay? It will make you think differently about your business. It will make you feel differently about what you do on a day-to-day. If it's just numbers for you, you'll get bored, you'll get frustrated, you will get like, oh my, you know, you'll go crazy, okay? When you think about people, why is Amazon so big? Okay, because Jeff Bezos wanted to have a company that would be product-centric, customer-centric rather. Okay, not even product-centric. They would be customer-centric company. Okay, that's why they're doing whatever they're doing, you know, to create that experience, okay, for a customer, and that's why Amazon is dominating. It's a customer-centric company. Okay, when I look at my business, I want my business to be a customer-centric business. I want it to be a product-centric. Okay, not, again, we talked about it in the previous episodes, right? I used to, you know, I used to run campaigns to where and participate and you know, I'm not saying I didn't participate in like opportunity-centric stuff, but it's different. And I tell you, man, the feeling you have, the vision, the you know, the fire you have, you know, within you when you really think, I want to operate as a customer-centric entrepreneur, right, or company. You are a company, and your customer-centricness, right, or your customer experience comes from products. So if you're customer-centric, it's going to be about this, okay? First, about the result that your customer wants to experience, and then your product-centric about delivering that result through a particular product. And my guys, friends, you're watching this, you will never ever have to worry about having low conversions, okay? Your conversions might not be quantity, okay, in terms of like crazy, but you will have quality, man. You will have, at the end of the day, it's all about how much you invest toward, you know, and how much you get back, right? Is a concept. So you can go 1,000, like you can invest $100,000 a month here, and then make 105,000 here, right? So what did you really make? 5,000, right? So some of the people that you see out there, I made 20,000 bucks. Dude, how much did you spend? 40,000? You're in a hole, okay? A lot of these guys are broke because they're operating in the wrong model. They're using a wrong blueprint, okay? I want to help you. I want to teach you how to build yourself so that you can, you know, if you've invested 10K here, okay, if you do this, okay, your return can be 100K here. We'll have a program, you know, as soon as we open up the 4% Hub, you guys will have access to, it's called the Wealth Building Blueprint, okay? And I talk about the ratio, right? So, like, I want to operate in my business, I want to operate on no more than 20% to be reinvested back into growing my business. 20%, that's like operations, everything. Like 80% to be, you know, dedicated towards building, expanding, wealth creation, all that stuff. Does that make sense? I'm going to teach you all that stuff later. Okay, so you guys, we're out of time right now. Appreciate you. This is the episode on the top traffic tips, okay, from Vick Strizheus, the triple T. Let me know if you guys got some value from it. Let me know if this makes sense for you. You might need to, you know, if you have to rewatch it or whatever, you know, go ahead and rewatch it. Post a comment, hit that thumb up if you're watching this on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're you know, getting really close to opening up the 4% Hub on 4percent.com, where you guys will have a lot more value, a lot more in-depth trainings and all that stuff. And I look forward to hanging out with you next time. Appreciate you guys. Be blessed. Talk to you next time.